All right, so I'm back at my bait site. It's Saturday, and this will be 2 weeks since I put it in. It's been really hot, and so I wouldn't be surprised if it still hasn't been hit yet, to be honest. If I was them, I'd be up high where it's nice and cool. But I'm hearing, because this is national forest and there are other little tracks like this, probably a mile that way, I hear someone shooting, just target shooting up in the trees. But I'm a little nervous about how much noise there might be in this lower section. I kind of want to go, I have that ridge too in my section. I kind of want to find a road in there. I can't get in from below, but this will start getting hit at some point. I'll bait it for 2 months if I have to. So they do have a quota, a sow quota here in the spring and then in the fall, and so you have to call the number when each of the 2 seasons is open, and make sure that get out of the wind here. Make sure that the sow quota hasn't been hit. Once that quota is hit in this area, this valley, you have to shut down your bait sites, so no more hunting. Just because it's hard to tell black bear a lot of times for the common hunter. So anyway, we're gonna go over there and see what's what. I do have some more stuff to pour out and some spray bottle of anise. I'll probably spray it as I go across to try and create some more scent trails into the site. I forgot my card, so if it has been hit, then I'm a little bit nervous. Then not nervous. Then I won't be able to swap out my SIM card to see what's been hitting it. But, it's almost the end of August. Rifle opens September 1st, which is Thursday. So that's what I've been waiting for since I got a little bit of a late start baiting, a week or 2 late start. But this site, because it is closer to a little bit of noise down in the valleys below, I mean, it's still a mile away from any trailhead and 1.5 miles from any home, 2 miles from any home. I might actually, during rifle season, put a tree stand up and bow hunt it, just so I'm up in the tree and silent. Anyway, we'll see. Let's go take our stuff in. And I brought a new strap to get a better hold on the barrel. And I might take this in to help dig out my ground blind platform, just to level it out a bit. So as I'm walking in, I came over to this edge that comes off the ridge here. I'm just squirting the trees because the breeze is just coming across this ridge into the valley that way. And so I'm just kind of hosing down these trees with this spray, and it's really pungent. I can smell it really strong, like licorice. So I'm just gonna go all across and then drop down over my ridge to my bait. Just creates these scent trails. I did it on the way out the other day, out another spot, and then I'm doing it across here just to create these scent trails leading into my bait. Okay, it hasn't been hit, which doesn't surprise me. The last 2 baits I set, and one of which I took a bear off of, it took a couple weeks, 3 weeks on one of them, and then they just started hitting. So I think they're still up higher because it's been so hot, and as soon as it cools down here in hopefully a week or so, they'll start moving and looking for food and maybe getting bumped around by bow hunters and stuff like that. One thing I am wondering is, it's nice and thick down in here, and I thought about putting it down in the bottom and then cutting a lane with a shot down into the bottom. And it's a little bit open here, and then it gets thick here, and it gets thick right off the edge there. So I thought about putting one down in there. I've never put it on a steep slope like this either. I still think it's gonna get hit, so it's just a matter of time. It's nice and quiet back in here. So I am gonna reconfigure this strap, hopefully, and get it more solidified around the barrel through all the loops. And on these, I drill holes, and I take some heavy gauge wire and I wrap a couple loops, and then I twist, and then fold it over. And so that gives me some good strong loops. And if I run it through all the loops and then around a tree, this has never been compromised by a bear. They'll really torque on it, but it's always held. The only time I had one of these get compromised is somebody came up to my bear site and cut it, and then they stole my barrel and then cut up and thrashed my blind. So anyway, I wasn't too mad. I mean, it's public land and some people don't like baiting bears. I even honestly have mixed feelings about baiting bears. I enjoy it mainly just for the pictures, and in 5 years the last 5 years I took one bear, but anyway, so it's fun. I don't blame people that don't like it, but it's a good time. Let's get this swap. Well, maybe the third time I come up here to swap it out will be the charm, but I need a bolt for this side and the other side to put my new strap on. I wasn't thinking about that. Dadgummit. So we'll take our chances until Monday or Tuesday when I'll come back in and check this. Meanwhile, let's go dig out the platform. All right, again, there's my barrel. And all I have is, I cut the vegetation out in a little 3 to 4 foot wide swath through there. But otherwise it's pretty brushy on either side, especially down the slope. So, and then I dug out this little platform. And I should be able to set my blind in here. I'm much closer than I'd like to be, but and if this isn't working, I might do the same thing and cut a swath straight down and put the barrel down in the bottom here where it's thick, and they can come in the thickness and feel like they're in the midst of a kind of generally a thicket, and I'll just have one narrow shooting window straight down into it. So that's my thinking anyway. We'll see what we end up doing, or right now I'm going to go explore a bit more and see if there's another way back into that ridge. First year with this site, it's funny when you're at a bear site and it's been baited for a while, every little movement you think, oh, there's a bear lurking, and there could be. I mean, there could have been one hung up just waiting for dark, and it's gonna slip in here as soon as I'm out. I mean, they'll do that one after I've been hunting it for 2 months. I'll be sitting in the blind all day, and then I'll check my trail cam 2 days later, and they came in right after I left. So anyway, first time putting a bait in this section that I drew out this year, so might be kind of a multi-season thing, trying to figure out a good site. I'm pretty sure this is gonna get hit though, and one of these videos will be us actually hunting it. So let's hike out of here and go explore. So I went ahead and used this evening to hike over to the next ridge. I really like it over here. It'd just be a lot more work getting the barrel in. Not a ton of work, but once they start hitting, you got to just keep putting stuff in the barrel, and that's when the real work begins. And so, but man, it's really nice. I can see right down into good draws. I could put it in and shoot off the ridge. I could do something up slope on a ridge line because it's really vegetated in here. Just cut a narrow shooting lane. Decisions. I think we'll see how this plays out. But I don't know if you can hear the gunfire. I mean, it's probably 1.5 miles from me, but it's just echoing. It's really loud at my bait site, but there's no roads around this, so it would be pretty ideal. I think I can put more than one barrel in to a section. So I might do that, especially in the spring. But man, it's just really nice in here. I mean, you can look down. There's various points where you could, like that big tree there, I could put a tree stand up in it. And there's these little patches of open in the very bottom. Some 100 yards out, 50 yards out. And I could put a barrel in there and no people are gonna come up in here. And the bears would just come down safely and I'd be up in that tree. So, decisions. Where are my sights? On the other side of that ridge there? Just the other side of it. My barrel. But man, this is really nice back here on this ridge. So, decisions to make. I'll post another video if I throw a second barrel in or if I move it. But for now, let's see what that brings us.